everyone, it's Danny. Welcome back to another 12 by 12 layout for the Traveler's Notebook online design team. Today I'm going to be scrapping this photo of my kids with Santa. I have already put a photo of my kids with Santa in the my December daily, but I want to scrap this in a 12 by 12 as well, and this is actually a slightly different print. We got the digital pack when we went to visit Santa, so we got a few different photos to choose from. So this one's slightly different. And it's always nice to have a 12 by 12 layout in your album for the year, as well as your December daily, I feel like. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Merry and Bright paper pack collection from Echo Park Paper, and I'm taking this red bokeh pattern for my background. I love this pattern paper, and I thought that the red in it was perfect for this photo because of the red in that Santa chair. I also found this on the journal card paper, this Santa that says Santa Claus is coming to town. I thought that was perfect and I really wanted to use it. I do have a bit of trouble with this layout just because of that big Santa head, and in retrospect I probably shouldn't have tried so hard to get it in there, but I really wanted to feature that in this layout, so you will see me struggle quite a bit with this layout later on, and I cut a lot of that out, but I get there in the end. I'm pretty happy with it in the end. So here I am backing my photo with just some white paper, and then I'm going to go ahead and use some of, not either of those papers, that snowflake paper. So I have some offcuts of that I'm going to add to my little photo mat here, just using my ATG. All the products that I'm using, pretty much everything comes from the Traveler's Notebook online. I'm going to leave all the links to the products in the description box, along with my discount code that gets you 10% off. So I'm going to use the rest of that journal card as a bit of a photo mat, waste not, want not. Really like the pink in that, and there's some pink in the photo. My daughter's wearing a pink dress, and Santa's skin is kind of a pink tone as well. So here's another photo, I can't speak today, please forgive me. Another little offcut of that snowflake paper. So I have so much of this collection left. I can't believe how much I've gotten out of this Echo Park Paper, Merry and Bright paper collection. Now I'm going to do a little bit of mixed media, just taking some of my white modelling paste, and I'm going to mix it with some gold acrylic paint. I was hoping this would turn out more gold, to be honest. I probably should have just used paint on its own, but I wanted a bit of texture. So I'm going to go through and use my little spotty template there. I think the name is Spotty from Kaisercraft if you're looking for this particular stencil. And I'm just going to do a bit top and bottom of the photo. And as you can see, it's coming out a bit more beige. I don't mind it. It toned it down from the bright white, which I really didn't want, because the bokeh pattern in the paper isn't white at all. So I really quite like that it is beige, but I wish it had come up more gold. But I will use some gold in a bit, you'll see. So just adding another little bit of modelling paste up the top there. I'm going to put another cluster up there. So just putting in my little cluster of 3 there. So here's my gold. This is the Kaisercraft Gold Mist. It's a really pretty, shiny, bright gold. I put in quite a bit. It fades a lot because I have that spotty modelling paste, and the background is that circles. So I come back later and I add, I'm putting a lot in now, but I add more. You'll see. I like gold. So just checking out how it's all going to sit. I'm going to take my foam mounting tape on my photo cluster here. Check it fits, and then I'm going to pop my little Santa head on there. I really love him. I struggled a lot with the layout because of him, but I just think he's really cute, and I love the gold foil on his beard. And what other layout am I going to be able to use that on? So just popping him up as well. Go. So I wanted to add a bit of more white, I suppose, over this side, because that Santa beard is so white, and there's quite a bit of white in the photo with Santa there and my son's shirt as well. So I'm just tearing off some the edge of some of this candy cane stripe paper. I wish I had a dozen of these candy cane stripe papers. I love this one. So I'm kind of trying to really ration it out, I suppose. Excuse me if you can hear my dogs barking. So I'm just going to stick a strip along that side, and then I do come in and put, a strip on the bottom right as well, just to, I don't know, sort of tie it in. Helps to ground that photo cluster at the bottom of the page a little bit as well. Yeah, really like that there. So now I'm going through the Simple Story snap cards. This is a vintage Christmas collection, and I just was flipping through it, and then I pulled this one out. And I'm like, well, that's perfect. I don't like that it's red because it does blend into the background a lot, but I will fix that a bit. So, but I couldn't resist. It says, Dear Santa. It's perfect. So I'm taking some of my gold alphas from Kmart. If you can hear my daughter in the background yelling, I'm sorry, she's having a yelly day. So these are a really shiny metallic foiled gold, and I thought that was perfect because that Santa head has gold foil in the text, and I put a lot of gold shine spray around as well. So I'm just going to put in 2018. That helps me bring in the year, and that's all the journaling I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any journaling because it's clearly a Santa photo. It's 2018. That's all we need to know. So I'm just going to pop it up here. It's going to form the base of my little cluster up the top here. And I'm going to pop it up as well. All my alphas fallen off. I haven't stuck them down yet, so I just wanted to see where they were going to sit because I wanted to cut that banner shape out. So now I'll go ahead and glue those alphas down. My acrylic nails, I'm having trouble picking them up, but I got there in the end. So I did actually film this a little while ago. You'll see my nails have changed since, but I haven't got around to editing and voicing over. So there we go. That's going to sit right up the top there. Now I'm going to go in with the sticker sheet from the Echo Park Merry and Bright paper pack. I put in a few stickers. I think I struggle with this cluster. I'm not super used to using pattern paper backgrounds. I've used them a bit recently, but they tend to be quite subtle. So this one, I think it just threw me a bit for a loop. I like to put in embellishments, and I do tend to over embellish and then hate it and take half of it away. So that's what I end up doing here. I'm putting some stickers down. I'm sort of sticking them, not putting too much thought into it really, and nothing really stays like this. I come back the next day, I leave this, I walk away, I go and ask for some advice in my Facebook groups, and then I've come back. So this is a new day and pretty much going to pull all those stickers off. I am going to leave that Mr. Snowman. I'm going to put him at the top right of my photo, sort of peeking out from behind. I think he's cute. And then I did want to put some kind of banner behind this tag piece, Dear Santa tag piece, but that fa la la, I really love it. I've tried to use it a couple of times, but it just doesn't really fit there. So put it back, and then I grab this bauble sort of banner, and I like that a lot better. I'm going to lay that behind, cut it in half, make it stretch a little bit further, and then lay the tag over the top. And I like that. It brings in a bit more white up the top there as well. Sorry. Balances out that Santa beard a bit. And then I'm going to fuss with this wreath sticker. That is one sticker that I've cut in half, and yeah, I'm going to swap them around. I think the wide white border on that is bugging me, and I will come in later and cut that off. You'll see. So now I'm going into my Kaiser Craft sticker book. This is the Dusk collection sticker book, and I'm taking this strip of washi. There's a big chunk of black in that snowman's hat, and that causes me a bit of a problem because there's no other black really around the page. So I'm going to take a few stickers out of this book because there's a lot of black and foiled gold. So I put that strip of washi there, and then this is just one of the Simply Gilded 5mm washi tapes. It's just white with gold foil, so just to bring in another little strip below the photo there, help ground my photo. Go. I haven't stuck down my photo yet, so I'm trying to line up these tapes exactly where they'll end up being, but they don't stick down very well because of the modelling paste anyway, so I do actually go in and glue all these down properly. My goodness, she's noisy. So there we go, top and bottom of the photo, and I try to squeeze this Make-A-Wish phrase sticker in around this top cluster. I try it everywhere. It doesn't go there. There's nowhere to put it, so I give up. I move it down to just below my photo. There we go. That's cute there. And then I'm going to find another circular sticker one of the little circular stickers in here. And that one says love. I put that there to start with, but I don't like how it sort of says Dear Santa, love 2018, because that's a bit strange to me. So I do find this other one that has a little arrow instead. So I pop that there. And I'm just going to pop that love one down the bottom of my photo right there. Bit of dead space, so it fills that nicely. Don't mind my Foxtel remote there. I was clearly watching a movie or something while I was scrapping. So also on that snowman, as you can see, his gloves. He's got these sort of bright green gloves, and that's the only place that colour is. So I'm hoping to bring in a bit more of that bright green. So I'm cutting up one of the Simple Stories snack cards, and it has these holly clusters on there. So that's going to bring that up to my top cluster, and I'm also going to cut out the other bit of holly you can see on the card there a bit later. But first I'm going to go through and cut the white border off my wreath because it's bugging me. I like it a lot better now. So I want to back this Dear Santa because it's red and the background paper is red and it just doesn't stand out enough. In hindsight, I kind of wish I'd used white, but I do use this tartan. I have to pull off my pull off my tape first. It came off quite well actually. So then I'm going to stick my tag down on my tartan. So she's been screaming and now she's rummaging around in a drawer right next to me, making lots of noise. Life with a toddler. She's getting into everything at the moment. So I'm just cutting around the tag, leaving a border just to break up that red from the background. Now just fiddling. So I've decided now I want to add more gold. And I think mainly because there's big splatters up the top right there, but the ones on the bottom left are quite small. So I'm just trying to get in some more of those bigger splotches because it's quite hard to see on that background, like I said. So going ahead and gluing all my little bits and pieces down. If I didn't have the modelling paste down, all of these would stick on their own just fine, but because of the modelling paste, nothing's sticking very well. So just a bit of tacky glue there. And then I'm going to stick my whole photo cluster down. Just a little bit of extra glue, just in case. Go. So this is pretty much done. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Gluing, gluing. It's quite simple really for how long it took me. But I think, like I mentioned when I was chatting to the girls in my Facebook group, I have a problem with empty space. I just feel the need to fill up every single empty space and I really need to get past that. So now I'm just popping down some gems. I don't do all of this on camera because it took me a long time, but I'm putting down some of these champagne ones. They're very similar to the colour of that modelling paste at the moment, so they just bring in a little bit of extra sparkle. And then some of these teeny tiny little red ones sprinkled around. And then I'm going to cut off my branding strip and that extra bit at the bottom. And what do I have left to do? I have to put in that, yep, I have to glue in my little holly sprigs, so they go at the top there and just below my photo. And now this really helps to bring everything together, I feel like. So I'm taking my Uniball Signo white gel pen, and it's not the best, as you can see, it's a bit spotty. They don't roll perfectly, and I think it's just because of the white ink. But I find that if you have a bit of spare paper there, as you can see, and you sort of press the rollerball down and get the ink flowing, it tends to help the pen work better. So I went a bit off there, so I just fill it in a bit more scribbles. That is the beauty about using a messy technique. It doesn't have to look all perfect. Scribble, scribble. So just all around the edge there where it's just red, and that is done. So I'm actually quite happy with how it ended up looking in the end. So thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to check my description box for all those links, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.